Hey, welcome to today's video. I know typically when you see me with this background, I'm about to talk shit on somebody for 10 minutes or complain about FPV, but not today. Today we're gonna do something different. The other day I started thinking about how far along FPV has come in just the 10 short years that I've been a part of it. I mean, Tiny Whoops alone have undergone some pretty insane changes. They're far more powerful and nimble than their earlier counterparts. Freestyle has been pushed to a precise extreme, and long range is now 20 kilometers or shut the fuck up. And all this reminiscing got me wondering what's in store for the next 10 years of FPV. Will its use in warfare completely ruin our once beloved hobby? Will we be more regulated due to big box stores selling camera drones to any dickhead with a high interest credit card? Maybe, just maybe, we will all escape the dystopian nightmare of our toys being regulated to hell and have an FPV utopia of sub 100 feet to do as we please. Yeah, fucking right. We've also seen some pretty insane leaps in the technology that we use, from open source ELRS becoming the new standard to a closed source digital video system being produced by a megacorp just taking over. Which is super ironic because when I started flying, we all used analog video that was basically free, and we had to pay the big bucks for the radios and the receivers to control the drones, so it's kind of flipped. And thinking about these huge shifts in the tech also got me wondering what things are going to be like years down the road. Will we see another flip and open IPC or another similar system be the new standard like analog was? Will AI creep its way in FPV like it does everything else these days? Will DJI kill off any competition and force everyone to use their systems? But also, what hobbyist FPV tech besides battery really has a big leap coming? Motors are pretty damn solid. Flight controllers and ESCs have just about every MOSFET and UART pad you can cram on them. I mean, shit, the new HT0 all-in-one Whoop board has a VTX, ELRS receiver, ESC, and a flight controller all in one. What else do you need? I personally would like to see the video transmission going back to true open source and CFPV get more of its DIY roots back, but I'm an old head and an anarchist, so I'm always going to advocate for people working together over, a reliance on a huge company or closed source system that stifles true innovation. So one of the issues is, so there's like three main FPV camps, right? Racers, freestylers, and casuals. I know that is super reductive, but for the sake of this video, those are the three main factions of FPV. And while sometimes we do overlap, we all kind of want different things out of our quads. The racers and freestyle guys want super fast video and ultra durable frames and parts, while the casuals just want pretty video and bind flies. And just in case you're unaware, society revolves around money, making money, spending money, hoarding money, lusting for money. It's all money. And a lot of people that work at companies don't really care about the products. They just want that money. So they're going to make whatever product they think will make them money instead of what's actually good for, in this case, FPV. An example of this is these new bind flies that are geared towards casuals with proprietary batteries. They're obviously mimicking DJI. No fucking quad in the history of hobbyist FPV took a proprietary battery until DJI came along. And these other FPV companies are like, oh shit, dog, we're missing out on money by letting these dickheads use their own batteries. We gotta sell them. And I'm trying very hard not to turn this into just a DJI hate section of this video. I feel like most of y'all know I really dislike them, their business practices, basically everything about the company, but they have a huge market share, so other companies will try to emulate their products, emulate their success. Look at Woxno when it came out. That's just DJI V1 repackaged. And that's not good. FPV's traditionally been super innovative and DIY, even for the casuals. But if these companies start seeing a shift from DIY and they're making more money from selling, say, a subpar bind and fly, why would they invest R&D money or time making their own design when they can just copy some bullshit or white label something that they see as selling well from somebody else? And this is where it gets slippery. You do need money to innovate, but why take that risk when you can go with something someone else has proven to do well, even if it's not a quality product? And this is pretty much just a problem with capitalism in general, but, well, speaking of capitalism, how about these tariffs in the USA, huh? Now, I know USA isn't the center of the world, and a lot of y'all won't be paying bullshit tariffs for your toy parts, but there's a lot of us here that do fly, and a lot of online stores, they're going to have to raise prices, and that's going to cut into business, which is going to cut down on available parts, and that's going to cut down on folks even wanting to fly FPV. I mean, if I need a new flight controller and all the good ones are unavailable or 3 times the price and I have to pay $200 for a shit RC stack, probably gonna not fix that quad and go do something else. As far as America goes, let's assume Trump gets murked, the tariffs end, DJI doesn't ruin the hobby for everyone here, and the FAA lets us fly our little toys in parking lots. What then would the future hold for our hobby? Drones are now standard military weapons, so that's pretty scary. Drones are used in just about every instance of visual media these days, so you gig workers are probably all good. But for the hobbyist side, barring an FAA ban, I think we'll continue to get a good amount of jumps in the tech, maybe not leaps like we saw in the past 10 years. FPV's everywhere now, and with more and more people interested in it, you just kind of play those odds, you know? Maybe, like I said, we get the digital video version of ELRS. Maybe some secret military battery tech finally gets released to the public. Maybe somebody figures out a way to make a budget stack that doesn't suck. Or maybe World War III starts, and instead of having to give up our scrap steel and ammo, we have to turn in our flight controllers and lipos to support the war effort. I definitely hope for the former, since FPV has literally changed my life and been a huge part of it for the past decade. I would like to continue seeing it as something positive and not just another way for humans to kill each other and hoard money. I remember back in the day, I was on the FPV Show podcast, and they asked me what I thought FPV would be like in 5 years and in 10 years. And my answer was I thought things would be more modular. Like, I really thought we'd have all-in-one stacks for 5 inches at this point that were good. I thought camera VTX all-in-ones would be a thing. I did not see DJI, at the time, the cheap cloner camera drone company everybody talks shit about, we making FPV gear that half the community used. Like, that's pretty wild. If you were around for that, you remember, but they did like a whole rebrand thing and people, I guess, fell for it. I don't know. They definitely changed their image. Did see, however, Binen flies coming. I mean, I lived that shit with RC cars in the 80s, right? The first RC buggy I saw was when my uncle had to assemble on the kitchen table and solder. Now only really the hardcore hobbyists buy the kits. Most people just pick up a ready to run and then upgrade it from there. And sure enough, that's where we're at with FPV, and the same issues follow, but also some new ones. When you build your own, you know exactly how that shit works, or you learn along the way. And with RC cars, the worst thing that will happen to you is you break a shock and you have to learn how to fix it. But with FPV, the worst thing that can happen is you kill a person. And I really don't think it's a good idea for any dipshit to be able to put a drone in the air, and neither do a lot of government agencies. But instead of possibly hurting a megacorp's bottom line, they have regular US citizens pay $200 to take a test about airplane wing load and weather conditions and say, okay, that's good enough. Now you go fly over traffic with your phone as your only control device. What the f? And I honestly don't care if you're like, oh, well, bro, I can't solder. I don't know how to build a whole quad. Motherfucker, you think I knew how to do this shit? I dropped out in 9th grade. I'm dumb as fuck. I had to learn how to solder and build my quads while I was DTing from alcohol withdrawals 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I know we're all different and we all learn at a different pace, but straight up, if my dumb ass can make a living out of this, you can build a quad. Oh, I think I got a little off topic there. What was this about? Okay, so straight up, I finally got a Volcano Classic, and I hit a bag. I was riding this last part, so I'm pretty high as I was then, like mega high. Isn't that right, script writing bot grinder? Bro, this shit is incredible. I'm higher than I've ever been in my life. I know, right? Good call. We made an excellent choice. Oh yeah. Also, I was only able to afford a nice fancy Volcano because of the sales from the new shirt. So big up to everybody that bought one of the new shirts. I spent all of that money on a Volcano Classic. Okay, well, I don't want to talk anymore, and I think I lost the plot a while ago. Anyway, so to recap, I don't know, FPV's a thing. I don't like DJI. What was the point of this fucking video?